I wish I could appear like magic, new hand-dye fabric. Oh, if only. And because that is not the case, let me show you how I dye these new fabrics that I have for my stash. Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Jani. This is a cross-stitch channel where I talk about cross-stitch and projects and fabrics and flosses and patterns. And sometimes, like today, I want to experiment dyeing some new fabric for, new projects and new inspiration. So I was lucky to receive this gift from a dear friend, another stitcher, and he sent me all these reeds, dye liquid, and I have also some powdered dyes. So I decided, you know what, I have enough material to dye some new fabrics. And because I didn't have Aida fabric, and you know that it's always nice to have Aida fabric, I decided to dye a few pieces. Here I am showing you the cups that I used to prepare the dyes. In this case, it's the first time that I'm going to use reed because this product is not available here in Mexico. So it was sent to me from United States, and yeah, I decided to play around. I usually dye my fabrics with powder dyes, which are, very easily, I can get them here in Mexico. But I was really excited to try these liquid dyes, and this had the advantage of not leave like small dots or like powder that is not dissolved, because these are really already dissolved, so it's very easy to just add water and prepare your fabric and start playing. So yeah, this first piece, as I mentioned, I'm going to be dyeing Aida's fabric. This is 14 count, and I couldn't find white Aida, but I decided to use this beige Aida, because I usually when I dye my fabrics, I cover the full piece with the dyes, so I don't really need the fabric to be completely white, so it's okay for me. So for this first piece, I decided I love to make green, blue fabrics. I don't know, I have a special connection with that type of colors, and I decided to start with a purple color, but with also green and blues adding to the mixture. This color is so pretty. It's like an aubergine, and it's like a really deep purplish pink, and I added the blues and the green and the teal color, and where I put the aubergine and add the blue, it show like a really deep true purple. So I love it. I love this combination. All my fabrics are really bold colors. I really like to play with that option in my projects, with a really dark background for my stitching pieces. So yeah, here, because I'm using a really small container, because I really want to mark the fabric, creating this like lines and mottling. So I use a really small bowl, and so I struggle a little, but I turn around the fabric and start adding more color, and repeating the basically the same pattern, aubergine and the blues and the teal and the greens, and moving the fabric around until I am happy with the result. You also have to take, to be aware that the fabric wet looks more bright, or the colors are more strong, that when the fabric is completely dry. So be scared, but not so much. And so I finished this fabric, this first one, and I let the dyes the fabric about 20-25 minutes. So in the meanwhile, I continue, dyeing the next fabric. For this one, I decided to add this lovely cherry red, which is a really complicated color for my fabrics. I usually had, these powder dyes in color red, but they don't look as red as I wanted. They finish a little brownish or a little orangey, not a true red, with a blue base. So I was really exciting to try with this cherry red by Reed. and I don't really, even though I want, for example, here a red fabric, I don't like to add just one color, because I like to add 2 or 3 different colors, even though the fabric is going to be, the base is going to be red. I like to add orange and brown to create this mottling and make the fabric a little more interesting, at least for me. So it's going to be the same process, start adding color to the fabric and moving the fabric around and turn the fabric and adding more color, and create this like liquid in the bottom of the bowl, so the fabric continue getting that beautiful color. So I'm adding the red, the orange, and a little brown to create this contrast. But I'm really happy with this red fabric. It's looking really pretty. And once that I finish adding color and fixing the fabric, I end up with a beautiful, in this case, like a rose flower, and it's really pretty. But yeah, I let this you can see the liquid in the bottom of the bowl, which continue dyeing this fabric, and I press the fabric to create the creases in the fabric. So for this next Aida, I'm one in this case I wanted greens and blue, but the colors that I mix were a little bit lighter. So I decided at first, just add blues and greens, but then I added, I was thinking in adding like black, a little black in one of the cups to make the blue darker, but I decided to just add navy blue to one of the cups with a lighter blue. So I added, again, I like to look for that contrast in my fabrics, even though the fabric is going to be basically blue or green or red. I like to put a little touches of a different color, and for me it brings the general idea live. So in this case I have this blue green fabric, really really pretty. And this is my last piece of Aida. For this one I really wanted to create a more subtle fabric, like a sampler oriented fabric, with a yellow and orange and mainly light brown. But at the end it didn't work that way because I added a lot of colors. It always happened to me. I find really hard to edit myself and to say, that's enough. I like to add more and more color. So in this case it's a kind of neutral fabric, but no, not so much. And this is the first linen. This is a linen 40, and I use the water that I was using in the last fabric. So because in this case I really wanted my linens really subtle. So I said, you know what, I'm not going to add directly to the fabric new colors, but I'm going to be adding to a lot of water the dyes, the color. So the fabric is not going to be, dramatic or anything like that. So here I am adding a little red to create this more warm tone of the fabric. And I added also a little yellow, I think, and just trying to control myself and to obtain a really vintage, samplery, beautiful fabric. And because it's a linen 40, it's really hard for me to use it for a mirabilia or something like that. So I'm going to be stitching in this a beautiful red sampler, for example, or a classic sampler. So in this case I use an even smaller container, and I let the water, in the container, so the linen keep getting color. And again I am using the rest of the liquid, and in this case I'm going to create like a vintage minty color. So I'm adding teal color and blue and more brown, but the idea is to create this little this very minty combination, like a really vintage one, not anything flashy or anything like that. And I'm almost like washing the fabric with the liquid, mixing and washing, and let the color go a little bit from the fabric. But this is the result, like a really old minty color. And yeah, I really like this combination. This is a linen 36, which is also a really great fabric for samplers, and this is a really neutral color. So I'm really proud of myself to control me and to control myself and to create this little really light fabric. And finally, this is linen 32, and this was not completely white. It's a little like beigey ecru linen to start with, and I decided, because it's a 32, that I can use this in a Mirabilia or a Bella Filipina or something like that. So I decided to add purples and green and the teal and really the red color with a lot of water. So at the end it looks like a pinkish color. So this is the result with the linen 32. You know, all these beautiful purples and blues and touches of pink. I think they look really pretty. So these are the fabrics wet. The colors are more vibrant. And then I wash these fabrics and iron them. And in a moment, I will show you my final result. So these are the final result. There are 3 linens and 4 Aidas, and I love them so much. I always like to have, new stash, and I love to create my own fabrics and my own options. So this is the minty linen 36, a really subtle color. It has a little like brownish spots here and there, but it looks really pretty, and I cannot wait to start something new in this beautiful piece of fabric. And sometimes I have some fabrics and I need that count in a specific, but in different color, and I re-dye my fabrics. But in this case, I love the results. This is the linen 40. I love this fabric. It looks so pretty, really vintage, and a really, typical fabric for samplers. The colors are so subtle and so pretty, and they have this fabric had these creases in the fabric, and they look so beautiful. I can't wait to use this fabric in a red sampler. I have been thinking in starting a red sampler, but right now I have the perfect fabric. I just need the design and the flaws, but I have the fabric and the intention, so really happy. And the next linen is the linen 32, which I can use for mirabilias or a different projects, not necessarily a sampler, but it's so pretty. I love how the purples and the blues look in this fabric, and the touches of red look as a really pretty pink. So yeah, and you can see the creases in the fabric and all the colors together. The red originally looks a really pretty pink, so I love them. And finally, these are my Aidas. This one is the neutral one, and as you can see, is nothing but not neutral at all. But I love it. It's a kind of crazy design, but a really pretty background for any design. I love, in this case, perhaps I will add like a green design, a mermaid or something like that. So yeah, I love it. And this one, it's like the one in purples in the linen, but in this case is in the Aida 14, and the colors are more intense and really pretty. This is the blue one with navy blue, really, really, really pretty. And this is the Aida in red, which I love the result. As always, the colors from my fabrics or hand-dyed fabrics in general don't look exactly as they are in real life, but in this case it's a really true cherry red. So I love it, and I'm already thinking in some projects to work with this fabric. It looks so so funky and so bold. I love this red fabric. And finally, this is the one in blues and green, really pretty. The colors here are more flashy than they are in real life. In real life are more subtle a little bit, but yeah, this is a beautiful fabric. And for a mermaid or against light colors of a design really light, it's going to look amazing. I love it, and I love stitching my pieces in Aida, and I love having option to work with them and creating my own stash is always a good thing. Sometimes I wish I could order fabrics or flosses, and it's always exciting receiving new things from the mail. But for me, it's also really rewarding and exciting to create my own fabrics. So I hope you enjoy this little video. I hope you have a great weekend. Take care of yourself, take care of your family, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.